Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with finally some more of the Critical Role Tears of the Kingdom one shot. It's been a little bit, a few weeks since we last did this, and I said we were going to get to more, and I just haven't been able to. A lot of that because of playing Tears of the Kingdom, and just other stuff I needed to record. Um, but we're finally back with more, and I'm excited to see where this goes. Obviously, we're not going to get through all of it today, but considering there's 5 hours total, we'll get through some of it. I don't know how much. Just like last time, we'll end it whenever I feel is the right point to do so. Whenever I feel like it's just hit that moment. But last time I mentioned that I was going to create an OC design of my own for the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom continuity. And so I used an online character creator I found because I have very little art skills to create this. This is my Zora girl or OC. Let me try to get the entire thing in the shot here. So yeah, the little signature on the bomb is because I used the character creator of whoever that, I guess, artist is. So yeah, as you can see, it's like you could change like the different head shapes and the patterns and whatnot, different things like that. This is the design. I'll grow it so you can see it a little better again. You'd see the specifics on the outfit and the feet and whatnot, different fins and all I used. Went with a pink color because I like pink. Really, no other reason. I think she's really pretty. I think she came out very well. Yeah, I don't really have a backstory or any character info for her. I didn't really think to anything like that. I don't even really have a name. So, but this is my character. This is, yeah, this is my Zora girl. So there is that. If you're wondering why I chose a Zora, it's because honestly, out of like the kind of like four other races besides just Hylians or Sheikah or whatnot, and I didn't want a humanoid character. I can tell you that. Honestly, it was just the one that I think worked the best for me. Like I didn't want to go with Gerudo because I feel like I'm not the right person to use a Gerudo character, if I'm being honest. And part of that, yes, does come down to race. um, yeah, it's just probably not the best there. Rito probably would have been second choice, but I think I wanted Zora more. And Goron was completely out of the question because honestly, I don't think there are female Gorons. I think Gorons reproduce asexually because all we ever see are male presenting Gorons. We have never seen a single female presenting Goron. Not once. And the big theory is that the rocks that are like growing on their back and all, like they kind of like spawn children out of those. That's the theory I've seen. And that's how they like reproduce asexually. I don't know like what the truth is supposed to be regarding that, but yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to get back into this because I actually really enjoyed a lot more than I thought I would the 40 minutes or 48 minutes we watched before. And the big thing is, I mentioned it last time, I didn't think that a D&D thing would be fun to watch. Like, D&D, it can be fun to play, but just to watch someone play it, it's like, I've had examples in the past of that where it's just been boring. So I wasn't sure it would be that entertaining, but it's specifically these people, these voice actors and all, they are so entertaining and so full of personality that they make it work. It's because of them, for sure. And admittedly, the fact that I am a huge Legend of Zelda fan, and I know the context of what they're talking about, and also that helps too, admittedly. Um, but I just recently finished the game. I just finished the main story and everything. I didn't do all of the shrines or all of the side quests because I was never going to. But I did everything that I wanted to do. So until the DLC comes out, I'm done with it. But I'm watching other people play still, and watching them go through this is going to be fun too, even if it's not actually part of the regular game or anything. It's just a fun little non-canon um, campaign. So yeah, or not even a campaign, just a one shot. But yeah. Also, like I believe I said it before and all as well, but especially after now having completed the game, massive kudos to Matt Mercer. Because he just owned the role of Ganondorf. In my eyes, there is no other voice for Ganondorf. Like, no one else will ever be able to voice Ganondorf, in my opinion, and just have it work. Because it's just like, in my eyes, he is Ganondorf now. Like, he completely owns that role. It's like, it's one of those roles, you know those roles where it's just like a certain actor, just no one else can play the role better. Like, you think of like Wolverine from the X-Men and all. It's like, there's never going to be another Wolverine that's going to be able to hold the role like Hugh Jackman did. With Wolverine ever being recast, no one will be able to do it justice in the way that Hugh Jackman did. No one would ever be able to play Adrian Monk like Tony Shalhoub. I know that's a kind of out there example, but it's an example nonetheless. It's not like the Doctor from Doctor Who can be portrayed by pretty much anyone really well, because that's literally what the character is all about. It's not like that. It's definitely he's definitely one of those characters who is just now has that solidified for me. No one else will ever be able to voice Ganondorf as well as Matt Mercer did. In my eyes and I guess ears, Matt Mercer is the voice of Ganondorf. Like, if I ever went back and played Ocarina of Time or whatnot again, I would hear Matt Mercer's voice. It's just that perfect. It just is. So, yeah, huge kudos to him for the amazing job he did, the phenomenal job. And considering this was a dream role for him because of being just a massive Legend of Zelda fan for his entire life, and him actually like cosplaying Ganondorf and stuff in the past, it's like this is a dream role that he just completely owned. And I'm so happy he did. So, yeah, let's get into it though. And again, we'll go for as long as I feel is right, and whenever it feels like the next good point to stop at is, we'll stop. Unless it just starts to go on too long, and then we'll just call it. But when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the portion of this that we watched today. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So we did more than last time, a little bit more, like maybe 10 minutes. So nearly an hour. And yeah, it was a lot. It was very much a lot of the same as last time. Almost like, how would I put it? Almost like a formula in a way. Because with the first one, we had the introductions and everything, introduction to the story. They got there, they scavenged a little, and then they got into the battle with the Keys and the Lizalfos. And in this one, after the last battle, they scavenge a little, look around a little, and then the upheaval happens. and they end up getting into a battle with the construct and some fire choo-choos. So it's very, very similar in its formula. And I'm fine with that because it actually makes it easier to cut. Plus, it's still very entertaining. Um, so, I really enjoyed this. I'm just continuing to really dig this. And yeah, like I've said, part of it is just due to the fact that I know the game. I played the game for 130 plus hours. So I'm very familiar with all of this. Like the construct, all the Zonai machines that they found. Um, Machines is the wrong word. Not tools. Devices. Zonai devices. All the Zonai devices they found. Um, Familiar with like just all of this stuff, and it's great to see. Like even as like Matt Mercer's like describing how the um the construct is moving, I can see it in my head because I've seen them move a lot. I've fought them a lot. So I know exactly what he's talking about. It's great in that regard. It's fantastic. Um, the battles are really fun. Obviously, like I mentioned last time, all the characters are really entertaining. Um, we get to see Margot, I think her name is. We get to see her just like stepping up this time, doing a lot more in terms of combat, and even taking down some enemies. So that's really good. We get to see a lot of fun stuff with all the rest of them, with Dink and YOLO and all. It's really working. Just everything feels right. Like watching this and hearing them all, and of course Matt Mercer describing everything is fantastic. Like you could tell he like really understands this all and really understands exactly how all this works. It's just fantastic. I really love just the ingenuity of some things, like their different abilities, their the way they use things. The key side balls definitely work a little differently here because it's like they can't be blocked, and yeah, that's kind of how they work in the game. In the game, when you attach a key side ball to an arrow, it's basically a guaranteed hit because it's a homing device. It causes the arrow to home in on the nearest enemy that you shoot it towards. So basically, they can't block, but usually enemies like that you're going to be shooting arrows at most of the time don't block arrow shots anyway, unless they know you're there, and only if they have a shield, like a Bokoblin or a Moblin. Sometimes a construct, but it's like fire choo-choos can't block shit, for example. They just cannot block shit. And honestly, they really don't avoid or dodge either. So it's like not really much to work with there. Constructs, if they don't have a shield, they don't really do much to block or anything either. And they don't really have a lot of maneuverability unless they're like higher up. But usually, if they're higher up, they will have shields. So yeah, of course you have to make some changes for D&D and everything. That's not a big issue. That's no problem. It's just something you have to note. Um, yeah, I like kind of some of the things they're dropping in, like the hot dog thing was like ridiculous but funny. And again, it's like I didn't expect that the upheaval itself was going to happen during the course of this. Maybe I just forget because it's been a while since we did the first part of this, but I thought the upheaval had already happened. I thought this was like post upheaval for some reason. I guess I was clearly wrong. Um, the fact that we actually get to see it here, or well, hear them talk about it and everything, is really interesting. And it's gonna be interesting to see how they react to it once they all come back. Um, Hopefully, it won't take me long to get back to this though, because like I said, it's been a while. I could check here real quick. It's probably going to lag here for a second because I'm going over to the other window, so sorry about that. Yeah. Let me see when the last time I put this up was. It was a couple weeks ago, I think. Uh, bu- 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 Yes, there it is. So when was that? That was June 6th. So yeah, that was the beginning of the month. So we did one at the beginning of the month and one at the end. Unintentional. It just ended up working that way. So yeah, it was 3 weeks and 2 days ago. Which is pretty wild. But yeah, like I said, that's just what it ended up working out as. But at least we have gotten to it again, and hopefully it won't take 3 more weeks to get to the next one. Hopefully I'll get to it without too much time passing. Um, Obviously there won't be one next week because of TotK and everything. We're only doing one video each day, Monday through Wednesday only. So there's only going to be 3 videos total put up next week. But maybe the week after. Maybe we'll get to another then. I'll just have to see. I don't know. So yeah, I really, like I said, enjoyed this, and I guess now we just have to wait and see where it goes from here next time. But tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this portion of the one shot? Let me know your thoughts down below. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.